Meet Mariappan. Sitting transfixed by the blue light of his device, he projects the image of a man perfectly synced with the modern technological era. He confidently informs his wife Meena that because they live in the age of artificial intelligence, he has upgraded his own brain. He claims he now functions exactly like a search engine, ready to provide instant answers to any query she throws at him. We live in an environment saturated by supercomputers and algorithms that retrieve complex data in milliseconds. This constant proximity creates a quiet, heavy pressure to force biological minds into matching digital speeds. Meena decides to issue a simple, everyday test. She asks him to guess exactly what she is currently thinking about, exposing the massive gap between a living human brain and a heavily optimized digital search engine. Striving for algorithmic perfection sets a biological trap. When humans try to adopt the operational standards of a machine, their tech-driven hubris will inevitably collide with their own physiological reality. Meena reveals the results of her test. She points out that her human search engine completely forgot a basic morning chore, buying the milk packet. Mariappan offers a comedic defense. He insists he didn't forget the milk, but rather intentionally deleted the task from his memory bank because he only retains the most critical information. This diagram shows two very different approaches to data processing. What Mariappan jokes about is actually a legitimate cognitive function called selective retention. Selective retention is the brain's automatic process of discarding irrelevant details to prioritize important ones. Unlike AI server farms that treat all data points equally, human working memory aggressively filters out mundane tasks. This filtering process is a necessary survival mechanism. If your brain attempted to permanently log every single visual, auditory, and practical input you experienced, you would suffer a fatal cognitive overload. The brain saves energy by actively rejecting incoming signals that lack high importance. An artificial intelligence system, however, blindly accepts and logs all data. It passively stores every gray block, regardless of its emotional or practical weight, because it does not face the biological energy constraints of organic tissue. Mariappan failing to remember the milk is not a glitch. It is actually a highly evolved biological defense mechanism, successfully protecting his limited working memory from unnecessary clutter. Meena then escalates the interrogation. She asks him to name the most difficult thing in the world and pivots to request the exact password to the smartphone he is holding. The human retrieval system crashes. Panic takes over. Mariappan stutters, desperately blaming the device's security protocols to cover for his suddenly blank mind. This graphic illustrates the mechanics behind password fatigue. Password fatigue is the mental exhaustion caused by having to create, remember, and manage numerous complex security codes. Alphanumeric passwords are mathematically randomized strings constructed exclusively for machine parsing. By definition, they are inherently hostile to human cognition. To pull data from storage, human memory requires emotional or contextual hooks. Secure passwords deliberately eliminate these organic patterns. Without a narrative or logical structure to latch onto, the biological retrieval mechanism repeatedly slides off the frictionless data. The exact security measures designed to protect our digital extensions are perfectly engineered to defeat our biological brains. Meena calls the bluff. She reveals that she knows his phone has actually been locked for 10 minutes, and she easily takes the device from his hands to unlock it for him. Mariappan's struggle reveals the hubris of measuring human worth against a machine's storage capacity. This illustration highlights the distinct purposes of the two systems. AI is built for flawless database retrieval. The human brain, conversely, is optimized for creativity, emotional reasoning, and maintaining complex connections. The original story ends with a kuti niti, a short cultural moral. It establishes a firm rule. If you project exaggerated self-importance in the face of technology, you guarantee an instantaneous, embarrassing reality check. In the AI era, technology remains a tool meant to assist us, not a standard we must biologically achieve. True intelligence is accepting our human limitations and knowing exactly when to just hand the phone to your partner.